On this episode of Motorhead Garage, Genie, who can I turn to? Wait, Dave takes a look at Genie Hitch. We're painting with 3M. Sam is talking fuel pumps with our friends from Autobest, CarCapsule, and another Brothers truck feature. Plus, Sam and Dave hang up their tool belts. All of this next on Motorhead Garage.
Welcome to Motorhead Garage. Well, you know, we all have nice cars and you want to take good care of them, particularly if it's a classic or hot rod or an everyday driver muscle car, and you want to go ahead and store it. We all know about the original CarCapsule. CarCapsule is a great way to store a car, and we've got Phil Pataki here. Phil, you guys have been selling CarCapsule for how long now?
Almost 21 years.
And now, the original CarCapsule we have over here, you inflate it, put your car in it, and it doesn't get mold and mildew, take good care of it. What kind of improvements have you made?
Well, over the years, we've continuously improved. Most recently, we improved our fan. And our fan produces 30% more in air volume, so it changes the air that much quicker and faster.
Cool.
We've also improved our zippers. They're a lot softer, they glide easier, and most importantly, our PVC. Our PVC has an additive that made it more pliable and supple and softer in case it does touch your car.
Neat. Now, this is the next step. This is the showcase. Tell me about this.
Well, this is next generation. You know, for years, people came to us and said, Phil, I love your product, it works, but I have a daily driver, or my back hurts or my leg hurts, and I can't get into it as easy. So through the years, we were working on it, and we came up with this air tube frame. So this whole thing self-inflates with a pump, and then once you get it inflated, it's up. If you can drive into your garage, you can drive into a showcase.
Great, so that's an in and out every day. It looks pretty rugged.
Oh, it's real strong. It's a lot stronger than people think.
That's a great way to go. This is an awesome way to take care of a car. Now, I see also that you've branched out, you're into the motorcycles and bikes now, huh?
Correct. We started making the showcase in our standard bike size 9-foot, and we're also making them for choppers. So we got the motorcycle market covered, and it gives the same flexibility to drive in, drive out if you got a daily driver.
So it's just like your car showcase, air tube, it expands, you got it in the garage. Once it's up, it stays up. People flap in and out. It does a great job. Now, what about outside? I want to, I don't have a garage, but I want to keep my motorcycle right.
Yeah, that's the next thing we're coming out with. We've got ours, a few of them in right now, and we're making an outdoor bike one, and then we're going to make this in an outdoor version too.
Oh, cool.
And the outdoor one, the PVC is rated to minus 30 below to 158 degrees Fahrenheit, and UV rated, UV treated.
Okay. Now, when there's on this bike showcase, when it's up, it's got the same kind of things. And now you showed how strong this was. What kind of weight will that support?
Well, on this particular one, honestly, we picked my daughter up and took her on top of it. 78 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, 78 pounds sat right on there. So
that's pretty good for air-filled PVC.
Yeah.
And again, these things will cost you about $1 to $1.50 a month to run.
Correct.
And you're constantly changing the air, no mold, no mildew. That's a great way to store something.
Yeah, it's continuous airflow, continuous air change. The 4 things that ruin your car won't be there: mold, mildew, rust, and corrosion.
Well, now that we got our big motorcycle in there, we got it zipped up, and now it's pressurizing, and that all happens from this little fan right here, huh?
Correct. This is a fan that produces 190 CFMs of air. It's 12 volt, real inexpensive to run, about $1.50 a month. Velcro's right on there.
And this is the filter, obviously, to keep the dust out?
That filter goes on the outside of this, and that's what keeps out dirt, dust. Gets dirty, take it off, wash it out, blow it out, puts it back on.
That's easy way to go. Now, tell me about this pump here. You got 2 hoses. What's the deal?
Well, this is your inflation hose.
Okay.
You use this to fill it up, and after you fill it up, then you switch to our maintenance hose. This maintenance hose has a check valve built into it, but the secret is up here on the pump. It's got a pressure switch, and that pressure switch detects 1/4% lower in air, and it kicks on automatically. Because like all things with air, it's going to eventually leak or need it, or a temperature change.
Temperature
either real
change,
hot
sure.
or real cold, it's going to add air. And in our testing, to this day, and even on the big one, it goes off about every 24 hours for 7 to 10 seconds. So it's extremely economical to use.
It's a great way to go, and the way this pump is set up, got a nice little outlet here so you can put your fan motor plug right
Correct.
in here, leave this plugged in. 7 seconds in 24 hours, it stays constant. It's a great way to store vehicles, and again, no humidity, so you get no condensation, you don't get any mold, mildew.
Rust, corrosion,
No rust.
the
That's
4
great.
things that'll ruin your car.
This is awesome stuff. Take a look at CarCapsule. We got to take a break right now. Stick around. We got a lot more coming here at Motorhead Garage.
This edition of Motorhead Garage, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by Brothers Truck, your #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GMC truck restoration. AP Laser, leading the way. Design Engineering, the world leader in heat management products. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
Hey, we're back. And folks, how many times have you gone to go hook up to a boat trailer or any other type of trailer and you find out you don't have the right size ball? Or in other words, you may have to have a whole bunch of different trailer balls in order to do what you want to do. We got a solution for that. I got Joel Helmuth here from Genie Hitch. And Joel, you brought a nice hitch here with you that's very versatile. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Well, Dave, with our hitch, we've combined a bunch of different hitches. We put them all into one nice compact unit. By literally pulling a pin, you can change the height and the size of your ball. Not only have we done that, we've also incorporated a very nice pintle attachment.
Okay.
Now, for those of you that don't know what a pintle trailer is, it's actually like your Army trailers and a lot of your heavy-duty construction trailers are going to have a ring on them, a big heavy ring that'll slide over here. This will slide out across, lock that in place.
Okay, so that's going to make it a lot easier for you guys out there, especially if you run into that. You don't run into that a lot, but there are certain trailers that do have that. But you got your other size balls on here. What do you got here?
We got the 2 5/16, 2-inch, inch and 7/8, the three most common ball sizes on the market right now.
Okay, and of course you can see that we have this mounted down here on our truck, and we got our boat trailer hooked to it. Now you can see the tongue here is nice and straight and level, and that's great because you don't have to be pulling up or pulling down like so. And you can adjust this right here. Show us how you do that.
Literally just pulling a pin, you can just adjust your height. And also the nice thing about this, as you can see, this one's actually, we've got this in a rise position. So if your truck's sitting too low, you can get a rise out of it. Down here what we have is we've got it in a drop position. Okay. So now you can get your drop out if you have a lifted truck or the truck's sitting too high, it'll adapt to any trailer you have.
Yeah, a lot of guys do have their trucks lifted. They got bigger wheels on there and it raises it up, and so that can create a problem. Now also, let's say you've got this hitch on here, but you got other accessories, or somebody wants to carry like a bike rack or something. Tell me how that works.
Well, this thing adapts to any 2-inch attachment on the market. So literally, you can take these attachments out. You can slide a bike rack in here, cargo racks. We have a lot of people in the RV industry that will actually use this as a dual application, where they'll put a bike rack on top, maybe tow bars on the bottom. So they're able to take their bikes with them and still tow their Jeep or their small car with them so they can go where they want to go whenever they want to go.
Boy, that makes it a lot more handy. Certainly this is a lot more versatile, and it's heavy duty, it's powder coated as you can see right here, so you don't have to worry about it rusting or anything like that. What about general maintenance or care that you do with these things? I see a lot of guys have their trailer hitches out there, they got the trailer balls on there, they're all rusted and all that. What do you do for maintenance on these?
Well, this is basically made out of receiver tube, so the main hitch itself doesn't need any maintenance at all. We recommend that you keep your ball lightly greased so that your trailer swivels on there nice and keeps it rust free.
Okay, Joel, now what's the weight capacity of this hitch?
Well, in the 2-inch models, we do a 10,000 pound and a 16,000 pound. The 16K is better than any other adjustable hitch you'll find on the market. Now in the 2.5-inch, what we've got featured on this nice Dodge here is we can get a 21,000 pound capacity out of that hitch.
How about security? Now you can also get security locks on these things too, right?
Yes, we actually have our own locking pin. They look like this pin, but the other end is actually a keyed lock. So
once you slide that in, then you can lock it. You don't have to worry about somebody who decides they like that hitch better than you do and walking off with it. Anyway, Joel, thank you so much for bringing this by. You got a real nice product here, and I can tell you this is going to be very versatile for you guys out there, so take a look at it. Hey, we got a lot more coming here on Motorhead Garage. Stick around.
Time now for Brothers Truck Parts Project 72. Restoration tips and techniques for a 1972 Chevy Suburban with Sam and Steve Flanders.
Welcome to the final installment of the Brothers Project 72. We did a lot of work on this thing, Steve.
We sure have.
We started off with putting a fender on, and this is a replacement fender, goes on the left side here. These things fit pretty well.
Yeah, it fit really well. All the holes lined up really well, and no problems.
Once you got the fender bolted on, of course, now you can put on your cowl, put the cowl back in place. It's always nice to put all new fasteners and Phillips screws in
I
that.
slipped in a brand new original style antenna while we were at it as well.
Awesome. Now, when it came to the grill actually comes in two sections. You got a surround and you have an insert.
That's right. We got those two pieces together, used a mounting kit that we sell at Brothers, mounted that whole thing back together, and using the original brackets, slid that thing right back in.
And I'll tell you, it made it look good, and we got rid of that old bent bumper, put a brand new chrome bumper on, and you got the bumper bolts, you got the brackets, you got everything, right?
That's right. We replaced one on the driver's side because it had a little tweak in it, left the stock one on the passenger side. Bumper fits perfect.
And then, of course, removed the lights, put those nice headlights in, and those side markers, and the running lights.
Right. And while we were at it, we upgraded all these to LEDs, so you get a much brighter bulb, longer lasting. Parking lights have a cool little receptacle on them, just like your 1157 bulb that would have been in there.
That's it, and it makes no wiring. You can do it yourself real easily. Now, you know, this has been a great project. It's been a lot of fun. Got a lot of time in this thing, and it looks great. The interior, the stereo system, the lighting. What are you gonna do about the outside?
You know, the interior is comfortable, and I like that. The outside is ugly, and that's perfect for parking lots. So I'm gonna leave it just like it is.
Well, I'll tell you, this has been a lot of fun. Hope you learned something here on the Brothers Project 72. Want to thank Steve Flanders and the guys at Brothers. Thanks for checking us out.
We'll be back with more Motorhead Garage after this.
Motorhead Garage coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage. Now we're talking electric fuel pumps. You know, almost all these fuel-injected cars have a high-pressure electric fuel pump. Most of them are in the tank. And it's an expensive replacement. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to diagnose them, what to use. And we got Dick Flowers here from Autobest International. And Dick, you guys make a lot of fuel pumps, cover a lot of cars, don't you?
Well, quite a bit, actually. We have over 500 SKUs.
Wow, that's a lot of pumps. Now this one here I recognize because they've changed a bunch of these. That's probably a popular one, isn't it?
It is. This is a GM pump. It comes complete. Everything for the unit to fit is supplied with the pump. It's all good for fit, form, and function. It comes with the pressure sensor on it. We've added a newer design because the older ones had a very difficult problem with connections.
Right.
And so we've designed it. It's a quick 4-wire change.
Yep. When you put in a pump in a GM car, the connectors burn. The factory connectors are real small. They got a more robust connector. And of course, right here, we have a lead that's supplied. You splice in. Never change a pump without fixing that.
Yeah.
And that one's got, what, a pressure regulator built into it?
Yeah, this is a later model GM. As you can see, there's quite a bit of difference.
Yeah.
And they both fit trucks.
Absolutely.
This particular one has got a built-in pressure regulator. It also has the pressure sensor up here, the connector on it. It has got filters inside of it as well. Comes with the float for the fuel gauge.
Right.
It's complete. Again, it comes with everything needed to install it in the correct way.
And those are referred to as a pump module.
That's correct.
Now, first thing you want to do when you got an electric fuel pump problem is you want to diagnose it. You want to make sure it's the pump.
Correct.
You know, the computer turns the pump on, but you got relays, you got fuses, and so on. So what we did with this Camry, this was towed in, didn't run. We took a power probe and a voltmeter. For the power probe, I could put power right to the pump. We checked everything. When you power the pump and it doesn't run, pretty much the pump's bad. Now, Autobest also has some pumps here, and this particular kit comes with a bunch of universal O-rings, and gaskets, and seals, and then a pump. With this, you can do probably over 100 cars. They got all kinds of different pumps, and we have the one with the pickup screen,
Strainer.
filter, for this Camry. So let me show you how to change it. Remember what I told you, diagnosis is key. Here's how I diagnose when a car comes in like this Camry. Now, the pump is in the tank, but the neat part is they have an access panel. Here's the wiring to it. Take this little device, I can put 12 volts, battery voltage. This is hooked to the battery up front. Push the button, that sends 12 volts to this tip. I powered the pump up, it didn't run. I checked the ground. If you've got a good ground and power to the pump and it doesn't run, it's bad. If the pump runs, your problem's up ahead of it. So you want to fix that up. Take the seat out. These little guys in the Camry just kind of glued down. And there's this little gooey stuff. Don't get it all over your hands. That's, obviously to waterproof it. Then there's a connector in here. We'll pop this connector out, and then take this little retainer out. There we go, save that. And then this little guy here will come out. Now we're ready to take the pump out. Okay, I've got one screw left. I haven't broken the seal yet. This is just like taking spark plugs out of an engine. Get your compressed air and gently blow all that trash off that's in that reservoir. Otherwise, when you pull this up, that'll go in the tank and you'll make more contamination. One screw left and I should be able to pull this assembly out. You can see it popped up there. Now there's going to be a little wrestling and there should be some fuel in here. So when you're doing that, you want to have a bucket. Put the plate out of the way. There shouldn't be much in it. There you go. You don't want to damage it. There we go. Now, the fuel pump is down inside this assembly. I'm going to take our Autobest fuel pump. We've got a new intake screen. I'll take this over to the bench and I'll replace it. Now, this is a stock pump. Autobest also has a high-performance pump available for many models to give you 20% more fuel flow. So if you put a chip in the car or something, it'll help you out. Okay, now I got the new Autobest fuel pump inside our module here. Now, one of the things we looked inside the tank. Always inspect the tank. If it's full of trash, get it out and get it cleaned. You're only going to hurt your new fuel pump. That's important. There's baffles there. Make sure they're in place. And by the way, when you set this in, got a new O-ring here. Set it down inside. And sometimes a little wrestling match. Go gentle so you don't bend the float. Once this is in place, we'll put the retainer on it. All I need to do is put my screws on there, hook up the wires, put a little fuel in this thing, we'll be ready to go. And remember, I disconnected the battery when I started. Always do that. No incandescent droplets. You got a lot of fumes here. Use your head when you're doing a fuel pump and be safe. I'll button this up and this car will be ready to go back to the customer. Right now we need to take a break. Stick around, we've got a lot more coming here at Motorhead Garage.
This edition of Motorhead Garage, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by KTN. Are you running KTN? Black Magic Brakes. They aren't really magic, it just seems that way. Thunder Den, the ultimate motorcycle garage. Another quality-built product from Buck Ridge Cabins and Outdoors. And by Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener.
Hey, welcome back to Motorhead Garage. Well, folks, if you like to paint your own car, you know what kind of a hassle that can be when you got to clean your equipment and everything? Well, I got Brent Caslow here from 3M, and he has got the 3M AccuSpray system, the PPS system here, that really takes a lot of that work out of it. And welcome to the show.
Thanks, Dave.
Brent. Now, tell me about this system here. This is really kind of a really no muss, no fuss deal.
Yeah, Dave, we're super excited because if you look at a conventional spray gun system where you have to mix and spray out of a metal cup, use a lot of thinner to do that, we've eliminated a lot of those pains with the paint preparation system as you see right here.
Yeah, now this is the cup here. You've got the screen inside.
Filters inside of it, that's it, right. You mix, you spray, you filter all out of the same vessel, not all separately like you used to.
All right, now, of course, you know you always have to rinse these things out if you want to change colors or just clean up.
Yeah.
Well, look at this. It's got a liner in it here. Just throw it away.
That's exactly right.
Now, these are the different heads here. These are reusable, or you can throw them away if you need to, right?
Clean or reuse those as well. We also have adjustments on the gun that you can spray primer, base coat, or clear coat with. So if you look at the adjustments on the gun, 1320 is our preferred setup. One knob full out on the top. 3 turns full out for the fluid adjustment. So this is air, fluid, and then 20 pounds inlet pressure gives you the perfect pattern every
All right,
time.
can you use that 20 pounds for all your spraying, right?
Yes, sir, sure can. We'll use for base, clear, and primer.
Yeah, and of course the test patterns we just shot there, look pretty good.
Right on. Exactly
All right,
right.
so the next step now is let's go inside and let's start spraying. Well, that primer went on pretty good there, Brett. Now,
Piece of cake.
I noticed you even did it upside down. You can spray in any direction with that.
That's the beauty. It's a closed system, any
Yeah.
direction.
All right, now, these can be used once, throw them away, or you can clean them. Show me how you do that.
Absolutely. Real quick, we'll pop this off of here. Take you a little bit of solvent, put it in your nozzle assembly, shake it, pull the trigger. Do that a couple times, and with less than 2 ounces of thinner, your whole head assembly will be clean for use again. Or like you said, you can throw the whole thing away and not clean it at all.
Yeah.
About $5 or $6, it's done.
Well, there you go, folks. Well, you know what? That's an easy way to do that. But I suspect that primer's all ready to go for the
I
next
think
step.
ready for base coat.
Let's put the color on.
Awesome.
Hey, the color looks pretty good. Now, what do you have to do to control orange peel?
Yeah, a couple simple things. Make sure that your air pressure is where it needs to be and that you've got the correct atomizing head, because that's going to control the amount of texture or peel that you get on the pan.
There you go. Well, I suspect that's flashed off. Time to put on the clear.
Ready for clear.
Okay. Hey, Brett, that turned out pretty good.
Well, thank you.
You did a nice job, and I got to tell you what, the 3M Active Spray System works out perfect. For you guys at home, this is the way to go. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks
I really
for having
appreciate
us.
that.
Yes, sir.
So, you got to get
I got a mess to clean up in there.
I'll bet you do. Not
Thanks.
much of one, though.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
How come you didn't go in that booth, man? I thought you would be in there spraying away.
Hey, I wanted to watch a pro do it, you know?
Exactly.
Well, you know what? I've been watching a pro for over 20-some years with you, buddy.
Yeah, same here, buddy. 25 years Dave and I have been working together, and sometimes we get real busy, and we don't get a chance to say, hey, thanks for watching.
Yeah, and we want to thank you guys out there for watching us for all these years. Thank all the sponsors who've been with us, all the manufacturers we've worked with. You know, it's been a pleasure and a privilege to work with everybody.
We've learned so much from all the good techie guys that have come on, and we've just had a blast doing this show forever.
We sure have. So, with that, we'll see you.